What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Spencer Van, and today's video I'm going to break down the 5 strategies that I have recommended that's helped me grow almost an 8-figure business by 23, and it's actually what got me featured in entrepreneur.com. I was featured in entrepreneur.com, and they did a little piece on me, as well as a bunch of other, I mean, you guys can see all this, you know, a bunch of these different news articles came in and wrote some pieces about what we're doing over here at Surplus Funds, as well as just some of the things that I preach about. So I wanted to share the Entrepreneur one because I know it's a pretty reputable site, and I want to share the 5 pieces of advice that I tell all of our Scale Mastery students, that I tell all of our friends and colleagues that are looking to scale their business and really grow their business quickly. These are the 5 points of focus that I always look at. So number 1, and by the way, I'll link this article down below so you guys can read it. But number 1 is what I call hyper optimization. And that's actually, walk with me real quick. That's actually this guy right here. So this is John Rockefeller right here, and he's the king of hyper optimization, okay? So if you don't know his story, he founded a company back in the 1800s called Standard Oil. Today that's like Chevron and Shell and BP, and a lot of these companies are descendants of that original company. And in today's money, he'd be worth like $400 billion, $600 billion, something crazy. And how he did it was he out-optimized every single person. So let me give you an example of one of the things that he did. At that time, they were transporting oil with barrels, right? And he found that it took precisely 39 dots of glue to seal the bottom of a barrel, right? And at the time they were using 40. He went in and tested 39. That worked. Tested 38, and it started leaking. So he said, okay, 39 is exactly what we need. So he saved himself 1 dot of glue. That 1 dot of glue made him an extra $5 million in profit over the course of his business, and that's an old school money. Now today that'd probably be $15 million, right? So he did a lot of things like that where he just found every little 1% advantage and he took all of them. And now you start stacking those. You have 10 1% advantages. That's a 10% advantage, right? 20, 100, 200, 500 1% advantages. Now you have a 500% advantage over every single competitor out there. And he would go and just buy up people's businesses because they couldn't compete. So hyper optimization is super, super, super key. Now, one of the other things that's really key as well is creating a blue ocean. Now the cool thing is that, if you're in surplus funds, you're in a blue ocean, right? So you don't really have to create one. It's kind of, you're already there. There's not a lot of people talking about this stuff. Most people don't even know about it. And quite frankly, this is your opportunity to get into a blue ocean while it's still a blue ocean, because 10 years from now it might not be, right? And the thing about blue oceans is, again, number 1, they don't stay that way forever. But number 2 is the people that get in there early. Think about Jeff Bezos and Amazon, right? Well, if he was just starting his company today, he wouldn't be nearly as successful as he was by starting it in 1994 when no one had really ever heard of the internet and how to sell things on the internet, right? So because he started early, he now has a huge multi-trillion-dollar company. I'm not saying the same thing's going to happen to you with surplus funds, but I am saying you're definitely going to have an advantage, right, if you come in early. And that's in any industry, okay? So creating a blue ocean is also very important, and they put this cool photo of me in there. Now, another one that seems super obvious is extreme customer focus. And I want to read you this first sentence. It says, the business world is filled with people who might not take care of their customers like they are family. And I think that's so important because, in our industry, in the surplus fund industry, there's a lot of people that the reason why they're not successful is because they're thinking about themselves. And the beautiful thing about business is the more that you help others, the more that you provide value to others, the more value you will receive in return, right? So if I go out and I'm trying to scam people, yeah, I might make some money in the short term, but in the long run, what's going to happen? I'm going to lose my business because, people are going to talk about me and say, that guy's a scam artist, number 1. Number 2 is, the government's probably going to crack down on me, or I'm going to have to pay some fines, maybe serve some jail time. I might even get banned from doing certain things, right? So it's not a winning formula. The winning formula is to come in with a true valuable product and service that cares about the consumer. Because if you can solve the consumer's problem, the customer's problem, better than anyone else, more efficient than anyone else, we talked about hyper optimization, right? If you can do that better than anyone else, well, guess what? You are going to win the business. So extreme customer focus is one of the most important keys. The next one is majoring on major things. Oh God, I cannot tell you how important this one is. I have met so many people in my life that, they major on really, really small things. I'll give you an example. Every single time, I swear it's like every call. I'll do an onboarding call with a new Scale Mastery student, and they come in and they're like, hey, Spencer, before I start this business and get my first deal, should I get an LLC, get an S Corp, hire an accountant, build a website, do this and this and this and 7 other things that have nothing to do with getting a deal, right? All that stuff at some point will be important. But when you're first starting out, what is the most major thing that you can focus on when you're first starting out? Well, that's actually getting money in the door, right? That's actually closing deals. And so you got to major on those major things. Don't major on the minor things. This is a Jim Rohn statement, by the way. Major on the majors, okay? Jim Rohn tells a story, and I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was basically like, you know, when he was growing up, his mom would go and buy a can of beans, a certain can of beans that was different than the can that he wanted because she wanted to save 3 cents per can. Okay, that's majoring on the minor things. She should have been, if she wanted to make more money, she should have been focused on making more money, not on saving 3 cents on a can of beans, right? It's not even going to add up to anything significant, right? And then the last thing here is North Star alignment. And so why we call this North Star alignment, this is a concept that is true in any team, whether you're an athlete, whether you're in business, obviously, no matter what it is. If you want to have a successful team, everybody has to be aligned towards a goal. And one thing I don't really touch on in this article that I think is important is that goal, it can't be your goal. And what I mean by that is you can't go around saying, hey, this is what you need to do because I said so. No. It's got to be something bigger than that, right? Nobody would want to come and work for me if my only goal was to make money. I'd be like, dude, we don't care about you making money. Like, that doesn't mean anything to anybody, right? People, they like to work with me because we're accomplishing a mission. We're helping literally tens of millions of dollars get recovered to people every single year, and hopefully billions, right? We're helping people start their own business from home and have this amazing opportunity to go out and do that. And people, they're attracted to that mission, right? So same thing I do with my basketball teams is, when I start coaching, I don't come in and say, hey, this is our mission, this is what we're going to do. I say, guys, what are your goals? And I have them text me their personal and their team goals, right? And then I look at the team goals, I see the patterns, and I say, okay, this is, 80% of you guys said you want to, win league this year. Well, that's what our goal is going to be. Our goal is going to be to win league this year. Not because I said so. It's not up to me. It's up to you guys, right? And now, guess what? Now they're more bought into it. Now they're like, you know what? Yeah, that is my goal. I did say that. So I'm buying into it. I'm going to put in the work. I'm going to do whatever it takes to go out and accomplish that goal. That's what you need with your team. And your team needs to be aligned towards one central goal. You can't think of a basketball team where I'm like, hey, our goal for this side is to win league. But then these other 5 people, your goal is to have 3 turnovers a game or less. And then you 3 people, your goal is this. It's just craziness, right? Everyone's got to be aligned towards one major goal. Of course, everyone has their own personal goals, but the mission, that's one mission, right? So that's it for the entrepreneur article. I will link this down in the comments below. 5 points that I really believe that if you do not have those 5 points, you're not going to have a successful business, especially as you start to grow it and bring in more people. And this is regardless of whether you're working on your own, and especially when you start hiring people and you start bringing in, even if it's family or friends, you need this even more because now you have that relationship where it's a little hard to have that tough conversation with someone because you're related to them. Well, if you have this in place, hopefully you won't even need that tough conversation, right? So hopefully this was an insightful video to you. If you liked the video, click the like button down below. And of course, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because once per month, we actually do a free live stream when we do some giveaways, some course giveaways. And if you want the chance to win one of those courses, you need to get notified when we go live. So click that notification bell as well. And comment your thoughts down below. If you guys want me to touch on some of these points in future videos, maybe have a whole video on one point, let me know and I'll make some videos about that. But I hope you enjoyed it and I'll see you on the next one.